As I was explaining, this building was originally built as a school,
Okay.
and then it evolved over time and continued until as a high school. In 1930, the bigger high school was built, and so the high school kids moved from here, and then this ended up being a 7th and 8th grade until 1968, and then they built one school because they had small neighborhood schools.
Right.
You know, the county school,
Pardon me?
like a county school, they built a county school.
It wasn't a county school, it was a city school. And so it was, and then the town, this is from Florida, and if you're associated with well, you're gonna find a variety of things. Here, this is the first room, and then when we go in, here you're gonna see the ever running bunny, the Energizer. They came in 1988 or 1938, and then they were building batteries until 1988, and then they ended up just selling their operation. So you can see all the various batteries, not batteries, but flashlights that were part of their operation. As you look at this, you'll see some of the historical things on the lake. The lake is the largest freshwater lake next to the 5 Great Lakes. It's New York. It's in between New York and Vermont, and then it goes up into the Canadian side. So it's a totally international waterway. These photos are some historical photos and cards depicting some of the historical things that have occurred here on the lake.
Is that Lake Champlain?
Lake Champlain, yes.
I remember that from school, Lake Champlain.
Yep.
Love these old postcards.
See,
Wow.
the classroom.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here.
This is Gal's classroom. This is how I remember desks to be.
Yep. That's how they were for me.
What's this one about? Why is there one?
It's just.
It's the bad kid. Didn't get a disc.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one. Oh, I see, because it went with the one in front of you. Okay.
See, this right here would be where I would put my hands, and Miss Ireland would come along and smack them with a ruler.
You were a bad boy.
I was.
Were you that person?
They didn't like me.
Not me, I was this.
You were that.
I was.
She was a good girl.
The music instructor here at the high school, but also did a lot of private lessons. I think it says somewhere here he had over 4,000 students in his lifetime.
Wow.
He also had a big band
Yeah.
that he played all over the countryside.
Well, I'm a musician as well. I played flute and piccolo, and I played the violin back in the day too.
So he was a
90 years involved in music, 90 years. He taught 6 years.
Good for him.
so yeah, there's the 4,000 students, and he had an orchestra for 80 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a well-known person in the area. And here you will see what kids played with. Sleds, toboggans, skis, the old, this goes back in the early 1900s. And baby carriages, some more baby carriages up here.
I remember him with toboggans like that when I was a little girl.
Yeah, that's what the old toboggan things.
No, they've not.
The only thing now is you got all those plastic saucers
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what you find on a lot of those now, would be the plastic this depicts some of the history in the fires in 1891, 1895. The majority of
Oh,
the town was burned down. You can see.
wow.
in the
Yeah.
image. It nearly burned the,
91 and 95, they had fires that destroyed.
yeah, and then you can see over here.
Look at that, they took it down to the foundation there, man. Oh, 95, there's the 91
Here's
fire.
91.
Wow. The
So
poor-
this
poor
town
people.
has been built back. This is an old federal building, but that one
That's still
survived.
here, right? Yeah, we
That's
saw
still
that.
there, yeah.
We passed that.
I like the basements.
In Florida, you don't have
No,
basements.
you don't have no basements.
Just a slab.
Yeah, yeah. We've been there. I was born there, and she's lived there most of her life as well. We're both ready for a change. Ready for a change. There's another toboggan.
Yeah. So in here, you'll get some of the initial history of the Native Americans, the Abenakis.
The Abenakis lived here. Very cool.
The Abenakis, there is a group just north of here. They've been pretty well integrated into the community. They would like to have their own designation as a tribe. They've never been able to obtain that. But this gives you a little bit, and over here, they're playing, there's a whole variety
Oh, I see.
things that are falling down here, where they've actually been able to excavate a lot of the Indian artifacts.
Nice.
At least my understanding is that they've never been able to pull together, maybe putting it another way, they've been too integrated into the whole community. All related, as you walk in here, this one is a Tom Rockwell painting, and then with all his various paintings, this is the office. If you look, see the desk.
Oh, I see. They
See the
recreated the.
fireplace? This is the office that he used. Now,
Oh, very
the
cool.
office was not here at the time in St. Albans, but Dr. Russell moved here to St. Albans, and so he ended up giving his office to the museum.
And it's even got the girl, look.
Yep.
I like it. Very cool. Very nice.
So this is, yeah, you got the, here, but people that are associated with St. Albans, you see a person here that was involved with digestive research. And so the doctor had been associated with St. Albans, was one of the original ones that dealt with understanding the digestive system. And so it was occurring, you would see there was an accident that occurred, somebody had been injured, and so they ended up doing a whole variety of expensive replica.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it's not the actual. Okay, okay.
But it's the size.
Yeah, it's indicative of what. Okay, gotcha.
HAD.
Ah, yeah.
This room, this is the family that really was the movers and shakers in the early days. Today, they do not, there are no descendants.
Governor Smith then.
They were the founders of the railroad here in town. They were governors and congressmen. So the family had a rich history. this town really was originally a railroad community. If you travel around much, you'll see on the west side, the working side, and the railroads. Up on the east side, boom, sort of home dresses. And one things that I find interesting, that these fans that were used,
Oh, neat.
and as you can see, depending on how people used them, they had a message.
Oh,
So if you if you carried in your left hand, it was desirous of acquaintance, or you placed it on your left ear, you've changed. You've been carrying in the right hand, you were too willing.
women are always complicated, aren't they?
Got to take pictures.
And it's these fans. Also, you see some here. St. Albans Drive-In just closed about 2 years ago. Where every young couple used to end up going. This, you can take a look here, it sort of talks about the situation that existed in fall of 1864. It was, these raiders were imprisoned in Douglas prison outside of Chicago. And what they were hoping to do was to create some chaos, to try to create a sense that there was some Confederate action in the North. They wanted to destroy the building. They wanted some money. They broke out of prison, and they came across Canada and got into Montreal. Took the railroad down here, and they came down and spent several days just trying to assimilate into the community, staying in a variety of homes, not homes, but in hotels, motels, boarding houses. And then they ended up robbing 3 banks. They ended up killing 1 person, and they ended up going to Fredericksburg, which is in Canada. We're down here in St. Albans. They were headed up this way. They were going to burn the bridge, and their intent was to burn it. And so the posse that they thought would be following them would not be able to get through. That did not occur. They could not get the street here in St. Albans. They did end up with the money, but they did not destroy the street. This is one of the boarding houses that they stayed in. You can see here, this is another boarding house. That actually been refurbished and put back into being as office space now.
I want to see that.
Phoenix House, there's another one and that's right across the street. Across the
Okay.
park.
Okay. And that still exists, or is it? It's called the American House. Okay.
American House now.
Cool.
It's basically office space.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Weldon, this hotel that was here, that's no longer there. It ended up burned. It's north end of the park, and it was under construction during the time of the raid, and the contractor is the one that was killed, and he was a sympathizer of the Confederates as well.
Irony.
You see why they chose the town?
Well, yeah. I mean, I knew that. No, I don't want it to sound some kind of way, but yeah, I knew that.
They were escaping through here. There was a posse that was formed basically of the railroad men that were in town, and So they went out, chased them up through. So if you were going to go east, and Sheldon is where this right here, and so then they split up and went a variety of different ways. They all got captured north of the border, and then there ended up being 3 trials.
Hey, where did they hang him at?
They did not hang them.
Oh, okay.
They actually, the leader ended up going back to Louisville, Kentucky, who was a successful attorney there. This got all tied up into
And Heflin, the raid.
Canadian National, a Canadian company.
These are various paintings, artist depiction of the raid. Very difficult to see. It's dark in there.
The other interesting thing is that they are actually dispatching they're all fired a large number of 50 to 60 dispatchers for North Dakota.
He's like, oh, we don't need to take anything out. I said, are you sure? And we tried to go across and run. She was kind of sleeping, but she kind of and I'll never forget that.
It's a good word. Amazing, wowing. Oh, here we go. Military stuff. You know I hate military stuff.
What's your middle name?
But we saw that at
West Point.
Fort Ty, or was it West Point? It was Fort Ty, I think. I think we saw that. They have a really amazing exhibit there. They do a good job. Newburgh, we were at Newburgh.
Ethan Allen's a hero to Vermonters. He was a renegade during the Revolutionary War. His brother, Ira Allen, was the founder of the University of Vermont. And the 2 brothers owned a lot of property in the area.
Oh, he was telling me that you have General Standard sword in here.
Yes. Where does that is?
Oh, a saddle. That's what it was. Saddle. Yeah. There it is. Wow, that is really cool. That is really neat. Very cool.
So where'd you get your interest in
Oh, I think it's a genetic